Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. The students of grade 10 who will be the 2025 cohort, IB cohort of KC High, and the parents of grade 10, and the students whom you see stationed at these subject tables are the to-be seniors of grade 10. These kids are in IB 1 now. They are here to support us. They will be sharing their experiences and the challenges that they had faced and how they plan to overcome those. And that's the plan. So in today's session, before I proceed with that, are we all together on the same page now? Grade 10 students. Do you have your mobiles with you? There is a little activity that you have to do. Okay. Before we proceed, I decided to call this presentation Living the IB. Any of grade 10 students can think of the music of. Any of grade 10 students can think of why living the IB? Any IB1 students would like to volunteer? Living the IB? Are you living the IB? Come. Samaira. Tanvi. Tanvi, come. What does it mean to live IB? It's okay. Share.
Okay. So she's put me on the spot to tell you guys what living IB means, but I don't know what it means. But I guess okay. It basically means like we're doing a curriculum. Don't want to think about it as a curriculum, as a way of living, I'd say. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, so what she had, yes, thank you. What she had tried to say is, let me conclude as a teacher, that the IB should not be viewed as a curriculum, as another part of your academic career, but try to live the philosophy of IB. In terms of the learner profile attributes, which we will look at in a few minutes, in terms of the ATL skills, approaches to learning skills that IB wants to develop, in terms of living the philosophy through the core program, the TOK, the extended essay, and CAS especially, which is very transformational. So at the outset, I would request the students of grade 10 to believe that this is not yet another 2 years program where you complete all your internal assessments and extended essay and your examinations, take the continuous assessment, take the semester end examination, wait for the reports, and then have a meltdown. No, don't see it that way. We would like to view the IB program as a way of life. At the end of the 2-year program, when you finish the IB, we would like to see a transformation, the evolution in you as a human being, okay? So that is why we called it Living the IB. I'm not very sure whether I will be able to cover the whole philosophy, IB philosophy and its implications on the curriculum per se, but this would be a starting point. I'm confident of that. You will be shown which direction to look at and how to take that path, okay? And in the next 2 years, you will be guided by the teachers, guided by the school and experts. Then you will be able to see the difference of the IB program. Not when you finish the IB program. I've asked this question to all the graduates when they graduate. How was the IB program? The most difficult 2 years of my life. But the same students, when they return from universities after 6 months for their Christmas break, when they come back and meet us, that's the best thing I did in my life. Because it prepares them to be independent learners, to get better at approaching life, and then it takes care of everything. And that's the value of IB program. Hence, I would recommend that you don't look at it as a curriculum, as another set of 2 years of exams and coursework, but see it as a way of life. That said, in today's session, we will have a brief about the IB philosophy, and you will also be taken through the subjects that are offered at KC. Then we will go into a breakout session where you could move around, spend some time with these students and teachers, asking questions, understanding the course outline better, which we hope will help you to narrow down on your subject choices. Yeah? Any questions at this point? Anybody has any questions? And Ms. Preeti, who's our assistant DP coordinator, by the way, there she is behind you. I'm Meera Sampath Kumar, and I'm the DP coordinator. I also teach English and Theory of Knowledge at KC. So at the end of the session, you would be given a piece of paper in which if you have any questions, please drop it and we will try to address, collate those questions and answer them. Yeah. Could you play that, please?
I think the IB Diploma program puts the student in a center of a very global context.
The emphasis is on the process of knowing. Once they get their hands on the process, they will continue with that love for learning, so they are more interested in how to learn.
DP, it really gives you a lot of opportunity to challenge yourself.
I can learn to step out of boundaries without breaking the rules. Traditional schooling doesn't teach that.
They don't just understand individual subjects, they understand the context of those subjects. So I think they have a broader base of understanding how individual subjects fit into just knowledge as a whole.
It really integrates the community more. They become quite a part of the school because they're involved in the various activities.
It gives the students a much broader view of life, and it prepares them in a much better way.
It allows for that flexibility to be able to meet different needs of students to maximize the potential.
The diploma program offers a wonderful opportunity. Once you're in university, the payoffs are enormous.
Our DP learners go off to university and they come back and they say, I feel really equipped for this. That confidence will carry them through further.
CAS gives me opportunity to be better at things that aren't strictly academic and help other people.
The excellent essay. It really opens your mind and view on the world. If I were in another system, I wouldn't think of writing or researching on a topic in such depth.
Learning doesn't only happen in the classroom, but it's a continuous experience that should go on throughout your entire life.
In TOK, we basically question things like how do we know what we know, who determines what is right and wrong.
It sort of instills this life experience in you that you would use somewhere else, whether it is with your family when you grow up or with your friends.
You're always learning whilst you're on an adventure, and it's a personal adventure.
At the end of the diploma program, you have a very knowledgeable student.
This is going to be a tough question for the students. Why did you choose IB Diploma program? Please use your devices, go to menti.com and use that code. You have the code there, 44852787. I understand we have 39 students present here from grade 10. So we should be getting 39 responses. Ms. Meera? Is there an issue with that, Preeti? It's 18 plus 11, 29, 30, 31. We are waiting for 8 more responses. Okay, 2 students said, it's my parents' choice. I'm not going to ask you who are those 2 students. But let's pick the students who answered that I want to be a lifelong learner. Could one of you please volunteer to tell us what does it mean to be a lifelong learner? Is it possible to find out who answered what, Preeti? No. Anybody? Did you answer that?
No, I didn't answer that.
Who answered lifelong learner? Please pass it on.
I mean, I think it's self-explanatory. It just means you're always learning and you're never static, I guess. You always want to know more. So yeah. Yeah.
Let's give him a round of applause. A brave child who answered first. Who would like to pick the question that it is a rigorous program, hence I chose it? Go ahead.
Hello? Knock
Yeah.
knock. Okay. Well, I chose, it's a rigorous program, so I chose it. I think it mainly stems from the fact that in the later half of everyone's life, we all have to like work insanely hard in order to achieve what we want to achieve. And to me, I think if that is nurtured into our work ethic and we are able to execute it in school, and even if it's not perfect, I think eventually we'll evolve so that we can, work harder to achieve even greater things. So.
Thank you. Okay, if you could go to the next slide, exit this. Yeah. I just would like to, not to distract you for the next 1 minute, please have a look at the KC's vision and mission on the screen against IB mission. Okay, the question is again to the students. What similarities do you find there? Very good. Somebody, some mic there.
Build a better tomorrow.
To build a better tomorrow. You nailed it. I don't need to talk about the philosophy anymore. Big round of applause for the child. To build a better tomorrow. Anything else you notice?
The word caring is in both the vision and mission. And
caring is both in KC's vision and mission and IB's mission. So only if you are a caring personality, you will be able to build a better tomorrow, right? Thank you. Thank you for that. What you notice here is IB build, I apologize about that color, it's international mindedness, develops international mindedness. I hyperlinked a video there. It's a learning through inquiry, action, and reflection. It's a learning which gives the scope for broad and balanced and conceptual and connected curriculum. So to put that international mindedness in simple words, if you have to be a caring individual, a student of 16, 17-year-old now, who wants to build a better tomorrow, you have to have international mindedness. What do I mean by that? In simple words, it comes from the philosophy of IB. If you go through the website, you would find these words. This is an extract from its philosophy. Other people with their differences can also be right. Other people with their differences can also be right. So this is appreciating perspectives, having mutual respect. Only then you can construct a better tomorrow. There is no perfect world, it's all in our imagination, right? That's at least my belief. But if you think of a perfect world, you can continue to progress in your path. And that is where we think of better tomorrow, where the world becomes cleaner, safer for the future generations. And most importantly, if you are a leader, then make sure that you clean the mess that you create in the process of having been a leader, and leave a better place for the world to dwell. And the inquiry, action, and reflection, every learning of the student, right from their internal assessments, right from their extended essays, research, the CAS program, or the theory of knowledge. I'll tell you what they are in a minute. In every stage, the child has to first inquire, then he has to plan, put it into action, then reflect upon his action. It's a cyclic process. It's always inquire, look through the requirement, prepare an action plan, then reflect on the action that has been completed. Then go back, make corrections, then that is the process of inquiry, then put things into action. This is what happens if I have to share this information. We are also getting ready for the 5-year review of the IB diploma program, which is, we were authorized in the year 2018, so we are due for an evaluation in 2023. And through these 5 years, IB has a set of standards and practices, and they are all published, available to all the schools. There is enough support to help us translate it into our culture and the program and the purpose in learning. And after 5 years into the program, IB will visit us, ask us to first reflect on our program, and they will visit us to check how well we are. The check is a wrong word here, I'll take it back. They will be here to shake hands with us, show us what can be done better. But in this whole process, they expect us to have identified our challenges, our action plan to overcome the challenges, and the achievements. And what would we like to do better? And what is our plan for the next 5 years? What are the strategic plans? So this is what IB does once in 5 years, which is also based on inquiry, action, and reflection. And you will see this inquiry, action, and reflection philosophy running across, along the teaching, along the learning, everywhere. So first inquire, put things into action, reflect, then go back and inquire, right? So this is the process. You will have to have simple 3-word mantra, nothing else you need. Just before starting the session, I asked my colleague, Kamakshi, what is that one burning question, Kamakshi? How would you support us in the next 2 years? What should we do to successfully complete this program? As if she was going to sit for the IB exams. She was very anxious. This is what the children have to do. Inquire, act upon, what you found, and then reflect. If you do these three things, everything else will be taken care of. You would find success along the way. And as you know, this IB program is a rigorous program, and it's broad, it's balanced, and concept-based, and the program is connected across. You take the 6 subjects, you take the core program, Theory of Knowledge, Extended Essay, CAS, everything is interconnected, and you would find that at one point, towards the end of the program, kids might say, oh, I've done this elsewhere, I know how to handle this. Because what they study in the sciences might reflect in their economics. The other day I was asking one of the students, how do you do ESS? She said, I study ESS through my economics concepts. I laughed at it. How do you do that? Do you see the teacher as your economics teacher? No, she said, I take the path, the door entry for me is economics because I don't get the concepts of ESS so easily, so I view it through economics. So there is an interdisciplinary connection across the subjects, and they are connected to CAS, the theory of knowledge, critical thinking aspect. So it is a well-connected program. Do we have time to play that video? Yeah.
DP learners are global citizens who consider issues from multiple perspectives.
In every class, our teachers would always ask us to think about outside views or worldly views, and this really helped me build at a young age an awareness of the fact that there are people out there that think differently than I do, that act differently, that believe different things, and it really helped me to understand why knowing any of this was important to me and to my knowledge of how the world works and how people are different.
The students don't feel they are just from one country. They are more international minded, and which makes them feel very easy to get along. And now when we discuss an issue, they will express their opinion with more global perspective.
You get to learn about other cultures, you get to learn from your peers themselves, not only the teacher, and also learn about other people and other things that are around them that they might not be exposed to.
The fact that every class incorporates something that has to do with various cultures and various aspects of the community makes me and has taught me to be more understanding of various types of people in the world around me.
Okay.
For students across the country, the school year is underway. For some, that means learning from a curriculum known as the International Baccalaureate.
Okay. So at the heart of this whole IB program is this learner profile attributes. These are the 10 learner profile attributes. The whole thing is called learner profile, and each of those are the attributes. And IB believes that in the 2 years program, if a child has to live the IB program, then he would be a balanced individual. He would have become a great thinker. He would be a risk taker who would step out of his comfort zone and engage with tasks that he is not comfortable with. And he would be a reflective person, caring, a better communicator, so on and so forth. You have 10 learner profile attributes. They should not be looked at as attributes that remain in your guide or on the wall, but you have to make sure that every day you ask yourself, am I becoming a better communicator? Am I becoming a risk taker? We tell the children that if a child says, no, I'm not comfortable doing this, I don't want to do this CAS project, I can't go and meet people, I'm not so comfortable doing this, it's not my forte, then we tell the children, that's what you should be doing. When yourself, inner self says that you can't do this, then you have to challenge yourself to step out of your comfort zone. So please remember that these are not traits or the attributes that are there on the wall, in the guide, on paper, on the slides, but you have to live these attributes in every walk of your academic journey in the IB. And they are aspirational in the sense that they take you further. These attributes, if they are imbibed in its full sense, you understand it and practice them, they will take you beyond the IB program. Just as somebody said, it will make you a lifelong learner. I just want you to think about what is your learner profile attribute. What are you good at currently? Are you a good thinker? Are you a good communicator? What would you like to develop further in you? Are you a good risk taker? Are you willing to take calculated risks? Ask yourself those questions. And I would also ask you to ask, if you have to think of a 11th learner profile attribute, what would that be? If there is 11th learner profile attribute that goes beyond this, what would that be? For you to think of the 11th learner profile attribute, you have to know the 10 attributes, right? Yeah. Think about it. If you have an answer, you could share it with us later. Student agency is something that we would like to celebrate in the IB program. For the first time this year in 2022-23 academic year, we have a student council body which is working very efficiently. We would like to develop it further. We would like to see more and more students involved in it, even from primary school upwards. So when it comes to student agency, what does it mean? What does student agency mean? Any of the 10th graders would like to take that question? What does student agency mean to you? What does student agency mean? Any guesses? Be a risk taker. There we have.
Is it like a agency for? Is it where you can go and ask for like doubts or queries or help from your seniors or people who've gone through the experiences you're going through now? Is it?
Okay. Partly. What does agency mean?
A group of people, like an organization almost.
Okay. The other meaning? Yeah, somebody there.
Does it mean like it's talking about our role, like what we have to do?
Your roles and responsibilities?
Yeah. So
Partly again. Okay. Agency here means the power that you have. In other words, student voice, the voice of a student. So where do you exhibit or demonstrate your voice? Is it only at the student voice event at school? When you get a mic, you speak up? Where else can you show your agency, your independence, that you are empowered to take decisions? I have the answer. That lies in the program, within the program. I'll give you a few examples. I hope I will be able to clarify that further. In selecting your internal assessment is a component that every subject has. You have to choose 6 subjects, and every subject has an internal assessment which is done internally, marked internally, and externally moderated by IB. And they carry something around 25 to 30% weighting across all subjects. Every subject has an internal assessment, whether it is at the higher level or the standard level. Now, who gives the topic for these internal assessment? Who gives the research question for this internal assessment? It's the student themselves. You have to identify your interest area within the subject and you will come up with a proposal. You will convince the teacher that it is a doable topic, and you take the feedback and you incorporate the corrections. And finally, the IA, internal assessment, that you submit for those 25 marks is yours, completely yours. Same thing goes for the extended essay. Same way CAS works. Creativity, activity, and service is an integral part of the IB program. And even there, the projects that you pick, you found that in your neighborhood, somebody needs help. There is a school or a group of children who need some help with exam preparations, and you feel that you have the competence to help them. You decide that I would like to bring about a change in these children's lives. I would like to do this. I would like to help them. So it is you. Everything begins from you. Hence, you have the agency to decide what you would like to do and what your choices could be. That goes even for the subject choices. We saw that. I think this batch of 45 students, I'm sure 39 are attending the orientation. 42 are attending. Excellent. Only 2 students said, it's my parents' choice. That means 40 students have student agency here. We are so glad about it. And then the time management, which is again an important skill that the students have to develop through the IB program. You will decide how your calendar needs to be. If you are able to keep awake in the night, late night, please decide so, if it is healthy. If you would like to get up early in the morning and study, please do that. You will decide. Even during the school hours, there are study hours blocks allotted for your preparations, to meet with your subject teacher, to decide on the RQ, to decide on the projects for CAS. These spaces should also be integrated into your calendar, personal calendar, and you will decide how you would like to do that. Okay, so that's with self-management. Then extended essay research, the research question, it's called an independent research. That's how IB defines extended essay, which is a 4,000-word essay. I'll explain all that in a minute. You must be wondering what are these components that she's talking about. I'll explain. Extended essay research is something where the students have to come up with a research question that they are passionate about. Choose that subject that you are passionate about. We recommend that you choose your higher level subjects for this, and then you define the question. You decide how you would go about. Look at the pros and cons of it, whether it falls within the ethical guidelines of IB, and proceed with it. So we tell the children when they do their extended essay, you're at the driving seat, I'm a passenger in the vehicle. I will travel with you, but you take me wherever you go. Wherever you take me, I'll travel with you. Then the CAS projects, as I mentioned, the projects can be decided by the students. And the reflections, within extended essay itself, the RPPF, which will become familiar next year by this time to you. You would have heard it several times by then. This RPPF, for example, is a form where the students have to reflect upon their journey of the extended essay writing. And that carries weighting, and there are 6 marks allotted for that. Similarly, in CAS reflections, CAS does not have an examination, no assessment within CAS, but they have to reflect on the CAS projects, and they have to meet with the CAS coordinator and present their projects, and all the courseworks in every subject. All these aspects of the program give the students the agency to make decisions, to make the right choices. And here we are, the teachers, to guide you through the process. In all this, what do you think is the most crucial for you? Anybody wants to take that? From our experience, we find that the time management skills is going to be the most challenging. Because for the next 2 years, this rigorous program is going to demand so much of your time and attention. Attention, it's not only time, it's also attention. That you have to be in the space, be mindful of what you're doing, why you're doing that. So the time management skill is something that you have to develop if you haven't had it so far. Those are the 5 important skills that IB develops within the students through this program: the thinking, communication, self-management, research skills, and the social skills. I'll just pause here and let you know that every 3 months the students will prepare their own mid-semester reports. Every 6 months you will receive a semester report which will carry the numbers, the comments from the teachers. But once in 3 months, we just sent out the mid-semester report for IB1, current IB1. The students have to reflect on their journey thus far, and they will comment on they will select where they stand in each of those skills. It is a reflective journey. Kids have to sit down, think about their journey so far, look back their portfolios and check where is what, and then reflect on that. So this is a system we have in place for the students to have that agency to design your own reports. And of course, it's also consulted with the teacher. If the teacher has a conflicting thought about it, they will get back to the students and there will be a conversation about it. Okay, this is your IB diploma program. You have 6 subjects and core. And what you see here is theory of knowledge, extended essay, creativity, activity, and service. These 3 are considered as the core part of the diploma program. And then you have 6 subjects: studies in language and literature. We offer English at the higher level and at the standard level. English, Lang and Lit is what we offer. And then you have language acquisition. We offer Tamil, Hindi, Spanish, and French. And then you have group 3, individuals and societies. Here we are offering psychology, economics, business management, global politics, and environmental systems and societies. And this ESS is also a group 4 subject. It's called the interdisciplinary subject. So a student choosing ESS can decide whether he wants to go with group 3 or group 4. Then in the sciences, we have physics, chemistry, biology, design technology, computer science, and ESS. Then in mathematics, we have math, analysis and approaches, and AI also within mathematics. In a few minutes, do we have the math teachers here? In a few minutes, they will explain what does math AI means, because this is the first year we are going to offer. It's a trial. We are offering it at the higher level. We would like to see how the response is. Based on that, we'll continue with that. Then within the group 6, the arts, we have visual arts offered. And in total, all these develop the IB student in you, giving you the international mindedness. And you have to choose 3 at the higher level. 3 subjects have to go at the standard level. The maximum points you can achieve in a subject is 7, irrespective of the level. And that gives you 42 points. And the 3 points, bonus points, will come from extended essay and theory of knowledge put together. And that's the subject outline. To give you another perspective here, the core extended essay, EE stands for extended essay. It's an independent research, 4,000 words, and the points will be added as bonus points. When it comes to CAS, creativity, activity, and service, there are no assessments, no examinations, only reflections. We would like to see the transformation in the students. And theory of knowledge, it develops critical thinking and adds to the bonus points. I leave you to read this. These are the subjects offered at KC. I can share this presentation with you. If I have Ms. Soju around. Soju? Yeah. Ms. Soju is our college counselor. She will help you understand how to choose the subjects.
So good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Soju Salam, one of the University and Career Guidance Counselors at KC. So I'll quickly explain to you what each of those terms mean. So what we mean by required subjects. So for these are subjects that the students must have taken to be eligible to study a certain major at university. So I'll give you some examples. So let's say a student wants to pursue engineering in India. He or she must have math, physics, and chemistry at higher level. So if a student wants to study medicine in India, then physics, chemistry, and bio must be there. So these are requirements, and the university will not accept you without these subjects. Another example I'd like to give is for economics in the UK. Students must take math higher level as well as economics at higher level. All right, so that's what required subjects are. Preferred subjects are not a requirement, but if the student has those subjects, then he or she could be, maybe preferred over another student. So I'll again explain with examples. So let's say a student wants to pursue law in the UK. There are no required subjects, but they would prefer a student who has taken a subject which involves essay writing skills as well as case study. So for example, we encourage our students to do English at higher level, maybe economics, psychology, history, global politics. So those look good on their application. Another example would be, let's say a student wants to apply for medicine in the UK. You don't need to do, physics is not a compulsory subject. So what they say is the required subject would be chemistry at higher level, plus another science, plus math. So if a student has biology, then that would be considered preferred, right? So we encourage our students to take chemistry as well as biology at higher level if they want to pursue medicine outside of India. Recommended subjects, again, are not a requirement, but if the student has it, then it gives them a better foundation to pursue that major at university. So for example, if a student wants to do, let's say, material science at university, the required subjects are math and physics at higher level, but a recommended subject would be chemistry. So we've been having conversations with the students, meeting them for one-on-one meetings, and kind of guiding them based on what they aspire to do at university. So these meetings are going on, and tentatively they have decided their subject choices. Let's hope today, after the IB orientation, they'll have better clarity and will be able to confirm. All right? Thank you.
Thank you, Soju. So now you must be wondering, when do I make these choices? Do you have that question? So you will have time till the 30th of April. By then, you're expected to visit classes, meet with the subject teachers, meet with the seniors, understand the subjects better if you have to, and then in your mind make the choices that might keep changing for some time. Then you might want to consult some experts or your siblings, your cousins studying those courses already. So take your time till the 30th of April, but what you submit on the 30th of April is final. We can't change that, okay? You will be allowed to switch levels when you start the program. You might have started with English higher level and mathematics standard level, but after getting into the program and spending some time with the teacher and the course, you would feel that, okay, I could drop my English to SL and pick mathematics because I'm doing better there. So you might want to switch. That allowance is there. You could switch between levels, but not that too, only up to October. We don't recommend it to go beyond that because there will be a deviation from the levels. It will be difficult for you to catch up with the work later on. Okay? Very quickly, you'll be reminded about this later. Reporting happens, as I said. Mid-semester reports is a student self-reflection. End of semester reports through ManageBack. As usual, you will have student-led conferences and check-in meetings whenever you would like to visit. Parents want to visit with the teachers or coordinators, you are most welcome anytime. So how do you get updates from the IB program? One is through emails. You would receive through no reply if it is an announcement that we are making. If it's an announcement, you will get it through emails. Or sometimes, even individually, we try to get in touch with parents if required. Then KC website will give you some updates. IB newsletter is an initiative started this year. We are through with 6 issues. And this we try to give you the updates, which also is partly run by students who select the learners of the month for the learner profile attribute. We would like to increase the content, which will happen in the coming year. There will be monthly updates, which comes from the admin to you. IB calendar will also be designed and shared with the students and parents at the beginning of the year. And every month we have coffee morning. Once a month during the Adda time on the calendar, we'll have a coffee morning. Please do come, spend time with us in clarifying any questions that you might have during the course of the program. So what can parents do? One is very important information that we might need is if a student is absent, you should inform the school through hs@kchigh.com with the reason. Help your child meet deadlines. Don't become anxious about it. Don't get nervous and pass it on to your child. But be supportive and help your child to meet deadlines. Make sure that you create a conducive learning environment at home, space, as well as the mind. And then participate in the child's program. Ask your child what is happening at school, where are you with the theory of knowledge course, what are you doing with your internal assessments, what is interesting, what is not interesting, what's challenging, how can I help. Have those conversations at the dinner table. Reach out for help. Anytime you think you need help, immediately shoot a mail to us. We are there to support you. Help set realistic expectations. This is very, very important and crucial. It's easier said than done. Set realistic expectations. Know your child. Know where he is. Decide the courses and the university based on the child's abilities. And spend, of course, quality time. I request the math teachers, Ms. Janani and Mr. Subramanian.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Janani Bharatraj from the Mathematics Department. I have Mr. Subramaniam over here, who has got a whole lot of experience in teaching IB and dealing with the IB students. I have another teammate of mine, Mr. Hari Prasad, who is seated over there with a slight back pain. So we are here to talk about the new course that we are going to offer this year, and that is AI at the high level. Till now, we have been offering analysis and approaches which concentrated basically on pure mathematics aspect, which would cater to engineering, which would cater to economics, or to a large extent to the physical sciences. But now we plan to introduce applications and interpretations which can be, on a rough note, be called the applied mathematics. Where do we use it? We use it in terms of social sciences, when a child wants to graduate in business, design or natural sciences, ESS, the student is encouraged to take up AI. What does AA and AI have in common? The topics, the core topics that we have mentioned, the students have already studied that in their IGCSE grade 9s and 10, grade 9 standard and in the 10th standard level. These are common to all both the aspects. The only thing that differs is the way the analysis and approaches moves forward with its topic. It is more of calculus, whereas applications and interpretation has a lot to do with statistics. So for more information will be available there at our table. You're most welcome to talk about the syllabus, the content that will be useful for your child for the graduation, and it'll help you make a better choice when it comes to the subject choice in mathematics.
So, as I said, where do we go from here after the orientation? 30th of April is your deadline for the subject choices. But we usually, once we have decided on anything, whether it is internal assessment or assignments in class or your RQ, we don't wait till the last minute. Kids ask me, it's 12th of March, it's 11:59 p.m., right, miss? On classroom. No, it's not so. That is the latest date by when you submit, right? So you don't wait for the deadline. This is important, the bridge program, which was started 2 years ago, in order to fill in the gap between IGCSE and the IB program, especially in mathematics. In terms of research skills, students who do not study global perspective seem to be having that limitation. So we wanted to focus on research skills. And this year we are also including languages, most probably French, and a little bit of mathematics and literature if time permits. So this bridge program runs from March 7th to the 29th and April 10th to the 13th. All afternoon sessions on these days we use for these, to build these skills in the students. We are not starting with the IB program, but we are only bridging the gap, okay? But these sessions are mandatory. Students have to attend these sessions. It's regular school, you have to be there. And if you don't participate and not do this, there are consequences, okay? School closes on the 17th of May, and we return on the 19th of July. Then again, this would be our second year of this outward bounds, July 20th. That's a tentative date. I'm sorry, I didn't mention that. 20th to the 22nd, which is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We hope to have outward bounds where we immerse students into the IB philosophy. This was this year's outward bounds program, where we had a visit to Abezir Sumit to understand how their waste collection system works and what are the challenges. And then we have beginning to grow an institutional partnership with an organization which was run by an NGO. That's her session. And then on the third day we had some IB philosophy related sessions, especially on academic integrity. So these are the 3 days, outward bounds we call it, just to prepare the children, bring them back to the mood and understand the IB philosophy, and then begin the journey from there. Yeah, that's the end of the presentation. If you have any questions, we are happy to take it. If we do not know the answer, we'll find it and get back to you. And after that, you could also please visit. Those kids are waiting eagerly to help you understand. So please visit those stalls, have a chat. Teachers are also available. Soju is around. I'm here. Yeah. Yes. So we will spend about 15 to 20 minutes with the students, and then we'll call it a day. Yeah? Question? Yeah.
this bridge program.